Hi, I'm Jane Thompson. I'm the Director of the Presbyterian Research Centre here in Dunedin. We are the library and archives for the Presbyterian Church Aotearoa, New Zealand. We're lucky enough to have three major world-class collections regarding Christianity and cultures in Asia. Rachel Hurd, our archivist, is going to talk about the two archives collections, but I'd like to introduce the Rita Main England collection, which is held in the Hewitson Library here. I'm just going to read a little bit about the collection, something that was written by Simon Ray. So, two features make this collection unique. Number one, it is a working collection formed by a husband and wife, scholar and librarian partnership in the situations in which they worked for over 40 years. John England is still active and indicates he has plenty of other items to add. Both Rita and John had key roles with the Programme for Theology and Cultures in Asia, writing, publishing and presenting workshops for younger scholars and lecturers and librarians in many parts of the region. Their networks were extensive, intergenerational, interdisciplinary and interfaith, and all these are features of the collection. Number two, it is inclusive. The England's concept of theologies and cultures in Asia meant that they studied and collected the work of both specialists and general participants in different regions and different subject areas. So both theologies and cultures are studied in plural and in inclusive terms. The collection has scholars, creative writers, women, youth, professional and lay participants. There are over 4,000 titles in the collection, and that's just the stuff that we have here. The collection reflects a wide view of Christian history and thought, and of the cultural contexts in which the theologies of Asia developed. Living faiths, living theologies, and living context. These theologies and cultures often reflect the other half, the story of the Christian church east of Antioch, written off as unorthodox or heretical by the Western Church, but with a rich history and variety of traditions about which John England has written. That this was the Christian tradition or traditions known to the early Muslim community makes this area of study increasingly important for modern interfaith studies. A strength is the inclusion of literature, novels, poetry, that reflect national cultures and presents history and social conditions in a literary embodiment. There are older publications, no longer readily available here, and items that were only ever sold locally in the countries in which they were produced. There are significant biographies. The collection's an important academic research facility, but it's also useful for the churches because of its nature as a resource for ongoing work in missiology and contextual theologies, religion and literature. This is the collection that we have here. It's on the top or third floor of the Hewitson Library and in Dunedin, so if you're here you're welcome to come and have a look at it. You can also search the collection remotely if you're not here and request items from it, and there's in a separate video we'll be showing you how to do that. I did try and embed that into this particular PowerPoint, but we had some sound problems. Just some of the books that are in the collection, and the collection has inspired a seminar series, and it is held or hosted by the University of Otago Department of Theology and Religion, KCML and the Presbyterian Research Centre, and it's been running now for 2 years. It's going to be happening again next year. There's about seven events are hopefully going to happen next year. This year we started off with a symposium on the movie Silence, and then there were talks about projects in Indonesia, project in Malaysia, and Japan and Christianity and some of the political issues with that, so all very interesting. If you want to go on the mailing list for this, just let us know. There's an email address at the end of this presentation. This is the URL for the Hewitton Library, and this is what the catalogue looks like and the welcome page. So the next you'll have another little video on actually how to search in here, and if you ever have any problems or want to ask any questions, these are our other library staff, Linley and Andrew. Okay, thank you.